Good afternoon, YouTube. Skipper T here. Today what you're taking a look at is a new acquisition I got, and this is the Teton 4000 Explorer. I believe this is a 40-liter backpack. It's an internal frame backpack. I got this for a couple of reasons. One, I really like my LA Police Gear Operator's backpack, but it's a little bit smaller, and in the wintertime, even with the stuff sack carrying the MMS Military Modular Sleep System sleeping bag, it was large and it hung off the bottom, butted up against the back of my legs, and I wanted something where I could put that sleeping bag system inside. Turns out this Teton 4000 40-liter bag is just the ticket. Got this for Christmas. So far I'm very pleased with it. What I'll do now is I'll grab the camera, I'll zoom in, I'll show you a couple of different features about this as it's packed currently. So stay with me, guys. Alright guys, first thing you'll notice, it's Teton Sports. Down here on the bottom, it does say the Explorer 4000 on it. What's really nice is you've got a set of compression straps down here on the bottom, and this is technically where you would put your sleeping bag in it, and it sections off right about where the bottom of this extra netting is on the outside. Also, you've got compression straps up here on the top. These obviously hold the lid into place and allow you yet again to compress in another fashion. It's actually a very nice material. I believe this is probably 400 or 600 dinar material on the outside, so it's going to have some water resistance to it. On the very bottom, down underneath of where you would put your sleeping bag, there's actually another little pouch that opens up, and it's got a built-in rain cover that would go over the entire backpack. Now along the top here you can see I've got my military Gore-Tex up here. That's both the pants and the jacket. I just put them on there for the layering effect, so I don't have to carry the big heavy coveralls that I hunt in. I also carry in my car with me another set of long johns, some LA Police Gear Operator pants. So with the layering effect, I can still go down to some pretty cold temperatures. One of the neat features about this are the side pockets here are pass-throughs, which means you can put, you know, a set of ski poles or something like that in here. In this particular pouch, I keep the Pathfinder water bottle, cup, lid. Down inside the water bottle, I've got the fish mouth spreader or the bottle hangers, and a titanium spoon spork that I keep in here as well. That way I've always got something that I can, you know, have lunch or breakfast with. It comes with external net flexible pockets on the bottom. On this particular side, I'm carrying a map of the local area, basically from where I work to where I could get home, and I've got a Silva Ranger compass in there. Obviously, I've got the military 1-quart canteen, and that's actually strapped on the strap of the padded waist belt. We'll walk around here so you can see the back side. Starting at the top, this front cover has a zipper that's kind of down underneath that you can put things in. Plus, it's got an external zip out here in the back. In here, I keep my dry wood, I keep my fire kit, and I've got the belt hanger for my tomahawk. I've got fat wood in here, flint and steel, a couple of ferrocerium rods in here. All the things that, you know, if I should become separated with what's on my belt, my knife and such, then I still have the means by which to make a fire. Another nice thing about this particular backpack, as you can see, is this back area in here. And what this does then is it allows you to adjust the height of the shoulder straps so that will then fit different length torsos. Very, very nice option for that. In fact, I've got it set up to fit me pretty good currently, but I may make more adjustments. I'll try out different settings and see what's most comfortable. Down below you can see that it's got an extremely thick waist belt down here. You can kind of see how thick that is. It's the same thing on both sides. It's got a heavy-duty plastic buckle on it that so far hasn't come undone. I have tested and hiked several miles with this. The other nice thing is it's got these adjustable load-bearing straps up here at the top. That way you can adjust the sway and the distance it sits away from your shoulders or the back of your head. That helps stabilize the load back and forth when you're walking. Very well thought out bag. The material down below is a good breathable material. It's got an airflow pocket through here. It's got some extra support for the sides of your back. I have to tell you, overall, very comfortable backpack. Obviously it's got a hand here, hand strap here. Coming around the other side, you can see I've got my cold steel tomahawk, and again, it's got the pass-throughs through the pockets here. It goes all the way down through. It's got an extra tie-off strap up here. It's got a buckle on it. So you could put ski poles, various other things, walking sticks, you know, the collapsible type things. On the outside of this, I'm carrying my Mora knife on it just because, again, I've got several cutting tools that I take with me. In this particular pouch, I've got two 12-foot tie downs. I've got a long 4-foot by 3-foot scarf that I made, headdress, bandana, whatever you want to call it. Down here below in this one. Then this pouch down here, hang on here, I'm stuck up on my tent. In the bottom pouch down there, I carry those 4 25-foot sections of paracord that I reviewed while I was setting up the DD tarps. That's in there. Plus I've also got another about 100 foot of paracord in there. Actually, I think I've got another 300 feet of bank cord wrapped up in the bottom, number 36 bank cord. Again, at the very bottom, you've got another mesh pocket. These are designed primarily, I think, for water bottles. In this case, I've got a multi-tool and a set of binoculars in it, just so that they're easy to reference. So again, this is a very well thought out bag. Again, if you lift this top section here, you'll see that there's another pocket on the inside. And I'll see if I can get that done here quick before we get too much rain. The reason I'm showing this today is that I need to unpack this pack because I want to get my sleeping bag out. As you can see, I have my tent set up here. I'm just in my backyard today. Got my fire pit off to the other side, which you see in a lot of my videos. But it's supposed to rain and then turn into snow. And technically they're saying we could get anywhere from 1 to 7 inches of snow tonight. And I'm going to be out in the tent. I'll flash over here so you can see it. You can see the smokestack. I've got my wood burning stove set up. So I'm just going to have an adventure in the backyard in the face of some inclement weather here. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take off this part here, and these are all rolled up, so even if it comes off, it won't come loose. These straps come free. The lid lifts off. As I mentioned earlier, there's actually a zipper. Not sure if you guys will be able to see that. But inside here you can carry several other things. I've got Vaseline, covered cotton balls in here. There's still a lot more room that I'll probably add other things. In this particular case, it's got an external ring, cinch I should say, that opens up to the full size of the bag itself. And then in this section here, obviously it's the cover for everything else. And as I mentioned, my objective in this was to get out my military modular sleep system. Now right on top I keep my Gore-Tex cover. That way if I'm ever caught in a situation, I can just hang up that DD tarp, that 3x3 tarp. I can set it up in an A-frame tent type scenario, pile a bunch of brush up against one end, and I've got a good cover. But then I've got a waterproof ground cloth to go with it. Further down inside, and this is what I was looking for. I will put it inside the Gore-Tex bag, but good Lord, this thing this is the winter heavy. I think they call it the intermediate bag. I've got the patrol bag in the garage, but tonight I'm just going to use the Gore-Tex cover and the intermediate bag inside the tent. because I'll have the wood burning stove going and it's going to be mighty, mighty comfortable in there. In fact, I think I'll throw this in, as it is starting to rain a little bit. Now, I have the brand spanking new, tag still on it, 30-liter dry bag. Got this from the Pathfinder store when I was out there in October for a seminar. Absolutely wonderful bag. It's waterproof. Of course, you carry it with you so that you've got the availability. You can put water, you can keep clothes in here. You know, if you're out scouting around, you want to find some tinder and keep it dry in some inclement weather. You know, it's worth its weight in gold to have something like this in its backpack, in your backpack. The other thing about this bag is it is big enough to handle the military modular sleep system. So if I'm in some really nasty weather and I don't trust the material on the outside of this bag or the rain cover that's on it, I can take my sleeping gear and stuff it inside here, and now I'm guaranteed, at least to start with, a dry bed to lay in at night. So highly recommend that. I don't know if you guys can see down the inside here. Open this up a little bit. But this is just a huge, huge cavern down inside here. It is just massive. In fact, just for depth purposes, I mean, this goes all the way. And what I've done is I've got my fingertips on the bottom, and it comes up to halfway between my shoulder and my elbow to give you some idea on the depth. There is 2 internal frames here that you can bend and adjust to your own particular body. That way you can contour this internal frame to yourself. They're just held in, they're aluminum strips. They're held in with that right there. This is a water bottle. There is a padded, and it's accessible off of the other side of the bag here. But it's a padded, actually it's on the inside, my apologies. But there's a padded bladder container back here. And this would help with your, you know, keeping your water tube coming out of the backpack so that you can, you know, get your drink. That does come out through the other side. Somewhere over here. Oh, yeah, it whips back around. I don't know if you can see my finger sticking up out of there. Get that out of the way. But then that allows you to get the tube for your hydration pack out. In the back, I did acquire there's a pocket in the back. I acquired the space blanket 5x7. You know, I keep my ShamWow in there just because it makes a great camp thing. I've also got a couple of the pamphlets that you can get. I got this from the Pathfinder School as well, Self-Reliance Outfitters. And this is just a quick guide on field dressing game. I don't do it all that often. I'm not a trapper. I go out and hunt, and yes, I can gut a deer. But this talks about birds and fish and just, you know, rabbits and squirrels and all manner of things. It is waterproof, and it actually gives you some really, really good information on, you know, where to make cuts and what to look out for and various aspects of cleaning small fish and game while you're out on the trail. And I figure since it's in a waterproof container, or a waterproof material, it's worth, you know, carrying in the backpack. So I keep that in this padded area in the back. I'm not going to disgorge all the stuff out of the bottom of the pack. In there I carry my saws, my food. I've got a first aid kit in there. I've got my toiletries in there, toilet paper, because, well, no point being uncomfortable on the trail, that's for sure. That interior pocket, by the way, where I've got this, goes all the way down to the base of the bottom of the backpack. So it is a very nice, very deep pocket. You can carry a lot of stuff in here. I have my solo stove down here in this bottom section where it unzips right here. If you guys can see that or not. Like I said, there's a flap right here at the very base. Right here. You can pull that out, and then it's got a cover, a rain cover that goes over the top. all in all, for a $60 backpack, that's maybe $69, $70 on Amazon. Said I got it for Christmas. This thing is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's got good storage space in it. You can actually access the bottom area from inside here. There's a divider section that runs right across this section right here, but it's zippered, so you can unzip that. So if you're coming through the top, you want to get in there, you can unzip that. You can go all the way to the very bottom, or obviously you can access it through this zipper panel right here. That's pretty good size. I mean, it'd carry a summer bag easily in there. Maybe I don't know, late spring through middle fall, decent type sleeping bag in there with a Gore-Tex cover or something like that, and I think you'd be fine. But as we're in the dead of winter, I do want to carry my that black intermediate bag, and it takes up a lot more space. Yes, I can get it to compress down a little bit, but when I do that, again, I'm losing space inside my pack with like a cover over it, or the compression bag that goes over it. So I find just stuffing that down inside of this really works well. I've got my tarp down here. I've got that solo stove that I use in here. I've got toilet paper, I've got traps, I've got snares, I've got a saw that's down in there. That's that Corona saw that you've seen in previous videos. So technically speaking, oh, and also it's got two extra handles or sewn in spots right here. So if you really wanted to, you could, you know, hang something off of this. You could tie it off with some of these tie out points. You can see where I've got a carabiner, just a cheapy carabiner here. You know, if I wanted to, I could tie the straps to, you know, like the handles to some ski poles or walking poles. I could put the bases down through here, through these straps here at the bottom. Would be able to control it. All in all, absolutely brilliant backpack. I really like this thing. You know, and I've got food stuck up in here. I've got backpacking meals. I've got 2 of those in there. I've got 2 macaroni and cheese packs that I took out of the box, put them in a seal meal, you know, draw them down tight, so they're packed up in there. I got a couple of those cheesy rice sides in here. So I've got a lot of stuff just sitting in the hood section itself that goes over the top of the sleeping bag. So guys, if you're interested in a little bit bigger bag, a more comfortable bag, obviously I can carry my Tomahawk with me now, because again, these pockets are open all the way through to the bottom here. But if you're looking for a decent 40-liter bag, or something big enough to go camping for, you know, 3 to 5 days, 7 days pretty comfortably, you know, if you don't mind washing your clothes in the creek every 3rd day or so, you know, you could go out 7 days on this. I wouldn't be at all afraid to take something like this, you know, on the Appalachian Trail or the PCT, the Pacific Coast Trail. You know, somewhere along the way you're going to need to send yourself provisions so that you can provision along the way. But I think this backpack would take you the distance. It's really comfortable. Weighs about, I think it's 4.5, 5 pounds. Just, that's about 4 pounds without anything in it. So actually it's a pretty light bag. And with all the equipment that I carry in it, you know, including that military modular sleep system, you know, I put this thing on, I get it up over my shoulders, I get it adjusted to where I want it to be, I get that waist belt on there, you know, fully loaded, carrying, and I carry that canteen, the military canteen that's here. That's 1 quart of water, and I normally carry the hydration pack if I'm going to go a long distance on this, and that's 70 more ounces of water that I can carry in the bladder up here. So fully loaded, this pack weighs right about 30 pounds. But the way the suspension is, the way this, you know, this back side is set up with this, you know, this part right here where you can take it and adjust it and put it through these different, you know, whether you got a large or a medium sized, you know, frame from your shoulders to your hips. You know, the way you can adjust it. You've got these load bearing straps up here. It's got a chest strap on it so that you can connect it, you know, to keep these 2 straps together. That goes right here. It adjusts up and down so you can make it comfortable for the individual that's using it, and it's tied into this support strap here so it doesn't move up and down when you're walking. It's got a couple of plastic D-rings on it. And obviously I've got a, actually these are metal D-rings, I think. I keep my sonic whistle on the outside. But overall, guys, this is an absolutely wonderful backpack. I wasn't sure I was going to like it as much as I do. Again, I just wanted something for the winter time so I could carry my MMS internally as opposed to externally. This has fit the bill perfectly. So if you're looking for a secondary pack, maybe something that you can adjust seasonally or for the type of trip that you're going to be taking, I really don't see where you can go wrong with this particular bag. And again, this is the Teton, T-E-T-O-N Sports. They call it the Explorer 4000. But overall, it's a great bag. Again, I would recommend this. Take it out, try it. It's not, you know, $300 backpack, so you can try it. If you don't like it, you can sell it, you can give it to somebody else. But I think overall you're going to be very impressed once you get this, get it loaded out, get it on, and take a hike. Well, guys, that's the end of this particular review. I'm going to get set up here. I think we'll get my stove fired up. Starting to get cold and a little bit damp out here, and sleet and rain starting to come down, so we'll see you guys out in the woods. Have a great day.